Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. You're going to love this one. It is December 14th, 2019. The 14 is all about temperance, patience, and balance, and the angels. And the day adds up to the 3811, which is the Queen of Cups. And of course the 11, which is that very spiritual visionary number, the number of the 1111. We have the Queen of Cups and temperance, patience, and balance. Queen of Cups is very representative of the Divine Feminines. And we're going to get right into this read. I have a lot to cover, and it's really amazing what came out today. I woke up late this morning because I didn't get to bed till really late last night. So I didn't wake up till 10:42, which was actually great because I can't always sleep that late. So I got a good night's sleep. But before I woke up, I was dreaming of my father, which I rarely remember my dreams. So that in itself is unusual, but I was dreaming of my father, which I never dream of my father. I've had connection with him before in my meditation, but I don't have dreams because I don't remember most of my dreams anyway. I mean, I have dreams, but I don't remember them. So I woke up realizing I was dreaming about my dad after I was with family. So maybe my sister and my sister-in-laws, that kind of thing, telling me to schedule or organize a lunch or dinner, or, you know, just giving me advice on what place to go to or what food to get, that kind of stuff. And then I was alone with my dad, and he was old and frail. He was having trouble talking, and he had dysphagia, so he couldn't talk at all when he passed away. But he was standing there. He was insisting on standing up and nervous opening the card he had for me. He wrote, and he was reading it to me, and kind of stuttering because he was having trouble getting the words out. And I offered to read it for him, but he insisted, no, 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 like waving me away like he always would. And he was reading me the card, like the card he would give, you know, they would give us each year around the holidays with a gift. And he was having a hard time getting the words out, and he said, you have such a cute way about you, mon petit chéri. So, and he was French, so, which he never spoke French to us. So it was very cool that I was getting that. And I opened my eyes to look at the time, and it was 10:42, and 42 was his soul number. So it was a really beautiful way to wake up this morning. And very much Divine Masculine oriented, that they are speaking up. Even though it was difficult for him to speak, he did, because he couldn't talk at all when he died. So the SIRIAN STARSEED deck, that was dealt around 12 noon today. And then at 12:21, I was getting the slippery slope. As I was doing the Universal Tarot deal, around where the Seven of Swords was the last card dealt. And in this deck, the Seven of Swords is very much about guilt and shame. It's not so much someone who looks like a liar, cheater, or thief, you know, trying to do something bad. He looks more guilty about what he's done. So the slippery slope around that kind of energy was coming up. And then the read was done. That message was at 12:21. The SIRIAN cut and deal was done right at 12, the bewitching hour, right? 12 o'clock, right on the dot. And then the read was finished at 12:38 to 39, which is the Queen. I didn't get that. Which was the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So the 12 being the Hanging Man. So, of course, the Jesus template of the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And today is the Queen of Cups with the 3811. So the read today, guys, and by the way, the Lovers and the Two of Cups were both upright in the read today. The Lovers were smack in the middle of the read, and the challenge was the Queen of Pentacles. And she was also upright in a very good way. So here we go. It's a really good one, so please stay tuned if you have the time. And if you need anything from me, you know, my website and my email are below. It's always twinflames3344.com and at gmail.com. Send me a line if there's something you don't see. And thank you guys all for your likes, shares, subscribes, and your comments. And please do subscribe. And if you like the video, like it. And please, if you like it, share it with others. You know, that helps me expand a little bit. I appreciate all that you do, and of course, all the love that you send me every day. So getting right into this read, guys. We have the major arcana of the Indigo, the Lovers. Indigo's like the Magician in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. The Tower, and then Reason, which is like the Emperor. before the read because I pull a few cards on either side of the read, depending on what my guidance is, usually 3 or 4 cards on each side. And today, guidance also came up before the read. And guidance is like the Hierophant. We had 2 wands, 2 cups, and 3 pentacles. No swords for the masculine today, which is really good. Not in their head, not overthinking things or being stressed out. 2 wands, 2 cups, 3 pentacles for very much leaning towards, work and practical duties of the day, but very well distributed between 2, 2, and 3. We have for court cards, the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Those were the only 2 cards within the read. And then after the read, the Page of Cups also came up. The numbers were most significant was the double ones, so which are the aces in new beginnings, and they were the strongest double here. 2 ones are the 11, the 2, 2, 3, which is like the Fool to the King of Wands, which we get a lot, and then 44 and 66 and 10, 10 all came up as well. 44 being the 4 of Cups, the mastering, grounding, and integrating of love. The 66 is the Queen of Pentacles, again, separate from the actual Queen of Pentacles. And then we have 10, 10, which is that very high vibration trill of the 10, 10, 10. The 14 of the Temperance card, which is today as well, being patient and balanced, taking one step at a time, being the angel. And then 46 of the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden, which is also upright today and beautiful. The message here on my code line today was all about new beginnings. And let's see, 68 also came up, which is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, and 9, 10 begin again. And then 45 and 56 less so, but they were there as well. 46, 6, 10, yeah, and 14. So the code line was all about, it was very interesting the way the symbols came up for me today. So of course the the Sage of Crystals, which is the Queen of Pentacles in the challenge position, because that always comes up in the code line if it comes up as complete words. That comes up, the Queen of Pentacles, and the temperature around pi, which is the circle of the human embodiment of source energy, with the line through the middle. That's pi, which is the centeredness of the chakra system. You're not in the dance yet, but it is a balanced human, but it's stagnant still. So the temperature rises of the pi being centered but not dancing. And fourth and Fu was coming up here to the nth degree with the Queen of Pentacles and alternating currents, half in and half out. I was seeing 2 half cups. So the cups are coming together, but half in and half out for the new beginnings. So the temperature or the boiling point, and I always bring this up as the boiling point of the masculine is the human body temperature, whereas the feminine's is a much higher temperature. It comes up as like, I think the highest human temperature was like 112 or 114, and then the boiling point of water is 212 or 214, something like that. So those 2 boiling points come up for the masculine and the feminine. Of course, the masculine gets set off a lot sooner than the feminine does. And that's within each of us. This is a general reading for the divine masculine, but the masculine within the masculine and the feminine. So the temperature warms, or the boiling point, heats up as the human centers himself, and the R here was missing, but this is around the R, which is just the P with connections. And P has to do with the stability of the masculine, the groundedness, the housing that he has. And I was actually, when I was writing that, I was getting a connect from my twin at that moment. That was 111. And the divine masculine with connections, they have the connections and the housing set. So then Fu was coming up, F-O-U, which means a drunk person or just full, which can be full of alcohol, being crazy or mad in a crazy way, foolish. It also can be field of use, frequency of use, all right, or fever of unknown origin. And also my daughter called me today. She had passed out twice last night for no reason and said she was hot. So that was kind of weird too. So the temperature rises as the human centers, being crazy, mad, drunk to the nth degree, or foolish. The Queen of Pentacles in alternating currents are going back and forth, or in air conditioning. So the Queen of Pentacles is earth, so she needs to be conditioned into the air, the masculine way of thinking, the logical, right? In order for them to have their new beginnings. So T max was coming up. It came up the other day with T rex. So the T max, or the temperature, maxing out at the half moon as we are traversing between the full moon down to the new moon. The frequency or field of use or fever of unknown origin or a drunk crazy fool of the Queen of Pentacles, alternating currents in a new beginning. So this is all about the Queen of Pentacles here and the Lovers. And really beautiful read here, so please stay tuned. We start with the indigo. The indigo's up right here with the Four of Cups. So here we have, if you could see, here's the Four of Cups, the indigo's on top, and then we have the Guidance, which is the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands, and then the Five of Wands. Yeah, Ten of Wands and Five of Wands, and the indigo on top. And the indigo in this deck, like I said, is like the Magician. So the Child Magician, Rebel, starting over after rejection, no more island unto themselves, no guidance, divorce, spiritual, outside the box, alternative, or alternating currents back and forth, part alternative, part traditional, burdened, hardworking, but no conflict, no fighting or competing, implementing or strategizing a plan to push until done, to carry the weight of the world, or doing yard work, or taming the beast, or towing the line, or pacifying by coming clean. They could still be a little sneaky, or not coming clean fully, or Taurus or Leo or ego is doing this. Then the incomplete world, upside down or sealed divine feminine in another world, inspired emperor to settle debts or come clean about a scam and choose a new path, suddenly, or a sudden event or message through synchronicities, or suddenly many options or decisions to make, or suddenly all is clear. All right, and that could be someone who got shocked as well, because that's the all clear sign, right? And then I was getting, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way, coming from the masculine. The need to settle the score and complete the cycle. One, or come full circle. The goal being the epiphany. I wrote though goat. It looks more like goat than goal. So the Capricorn energy may be coming up here as well as we're coming into Capricorn. But the goal being the epiphany or the tower moment from the synchronicities that you get and just knowing the right choice. The goal is the middle ground, the middle road, the center of gravity or balance, the eye of the storm, the vortex, or 0 point, or blast off. And that was at 132, the Magician and the Journeyman, the Six of Wands, leading the way. At 133, which is the Magician and the Christ vibration, but also the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself. In addition to 0 point blast off, also a strong foundation, breaking through the crown, breakthroughs in general, crowning moments, crowning glory, gold and crystals, diamond light, toggling up and growing up dreams, imagination, with strong foundation, or in other words, home base. The old way of going on a treasure hunt with X marks, spots, skulls, and crossbones, and irritation, swelling and igniting, explosions, always a gamble, never a sure thing. Excitement of never knowing which one you're going to get. In that box of chocolates, now you intend which you want to be or experience. All versions are there, just waiting for you to tap into them. It's always your choice based on what feels good to you, literally. Tapping into higher self to get your answers instantly. Perpetual guidance counselor in your pocket, your crowning glory, the gold coin or unity consciousness, and the crystal or the crystalline avatar, your new body, and the diamond in the rough, polishing exterior, using light laser, shining as brightly as you can, your authentic light, matching your outside to your inside by beaming me up, Scotty, heaven on earth. No more good book or akashics of past required. Twins with two direct connects, erupting into ripples of love, flowing down like lava over everyone. The coal to the diamond, to the polish with light. And then I was guided to names of cups, because, you know, I've been developing a tarot deck of my own, and I don't want to use the traditional names. I have some that I know I want to use, but with cups, I always come back to cups, not knowing what to use. But in the pattern I found from writing the other names down, I was getting that I needed, you know, the Holy Grail comes up too as the cup, but I was shown Grail, but not spelled Grail, spelled Greil. So I'm like, why Grail with Greil? So the first thing that came up was Greil Marcus, who basically brought music to mainstream life with Rolling Stone, being a Rolling Stone rock critic. He also has the book called Mystery Train, which has a lot of images of rock and roll history. And also the Hotel Grail came up in Austria with breakfast included, and the number was 26, which is the Page of Wands. And the town, I guess, was called Sol or Sol. It's Soll, which was just reminding me of Seoul. But the address here was 63, or that might be the zip. I'm not sure how the numbers work in Austria. But 6306 is the 63 of the Nine of Swords, which is that suffering in silence, this being stressed out, the purging. And then the 6 is of the Lovers. So the purging and the Lovers. And Austria, the Hotel Grail. It looks very nice. It looks like it's a you know, a ski resort type place to go to in the Kitzbühel Alps. I'm probably not saying it right, but the views of those Alps are there. So I'm like, okay, so why is this word coming up for me? That maybe that's what I need to use as the name for my cups. So it doesn't come out fully until I went on a little bit more. So I go back to the reading. It's the Divine Feminine reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed. Falling short, but not announcing or deciding. Deliberating, the Queen of Cups lover, the masculine. Nothing is upright without his Queen of Cups lover. And this is the masculine noticing things around him with his synchronicities going on and never stopping. It's the learning over the years, which is why the journey takes so long, because you have to understand and learn the patterns. It's like proving to yourself that what you're seeing or dreaming, that it's actually real and not just you going crazy or your imagination. So nothing upright without the Queen of Cups lover. Children come up as the underlying energy that they are affecting your love life. And below the children was keep an open mind, which is so funny because I just said that to my son yesterday. You have to keep an open mind that, you know, your partner may differ than your usual. So the world incomplete, holding back their passions and their movement, needing to get back in the saddle again. And then I was getting, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And that was at 206, which is the High Priestess, or the psychic abilities, and the 6 of the Lovers. So the Lovers and their psychic abilities. The night before Christmas, all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. As I was just telling my son that, you know, you have to make sure to wipe the counters down in the morning because we have a mouse, which I get, you know, a lot of the time. I've been here for 30 years and we always get a mouse. But, you know, wipe the counters down because, you know, you don't want mouse poop in anything. So this is saying that the not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. So all of a sudden everything gets silent, right? So lovers on an island unto themselves, with shadow people hanging around to see the glory of heaven on earth. The Queen of Cups calling in all guides and angels to witness the event. No announcements required, no decision or judgment or call. It just is. When Gabriel falls to Gaia, Greil is Gabriel nickname. Okay, so if you take Gabriel and you take out the AB, or you take out the abdominals, maybe he's got no abdominal muscles. Gabriel, if you take out the AB from Gabriel, falls as they fall to Gaia, Greil becomes Gabriel's nickname. That Greil is Gabriel nickname, which we were just talking about Saint Nick coming on Christmas. So ABs, if you take out that if you break it down, you have the G of God, and then the AB, which was taken out, the abs, which are in the middle of your body, right? The middle's taken out, and then you've left real, R-E-I-L. And real came up as runway and identifier lights. And in the movie I watched last night, they literally dared themselves to drive as fast as possible and dare themselves to brake in time to not go off the cliff at the waterfront. So they were driving as fast as they could and then braking in hopes that their car would brake in time and not fall into the ocean. So literally now I'm getting the runway and identifier lights, right? At the end of the runway to make sure that you don't crash or have a crash landing. So like landing a plane in Philadelphia as well, because it's like those short landing strips in the islands. Whenever you're dealing with a landing strip near water, you know, it's very fragile landing for everything to be clear. So also, then I was getting another connect at 2:15. I was getting a lot of connect yesterday and today. I actually was purposely connecting yesterday because I wasn't feeling anything the day before. So trying to regain connection. So that's a theme here as well. But real also came up as a place in Germany in 1008, where a document from the King Heinrich II, so it's like King Henry II, dated 5/18/1008, which adds up to 32, which is the Six of Wands, the journeyman. So it was like the king between churches. They were exchanging property. But here it's also saying it's the light that lights your way as you land for a safe landing. Real is also known for wine growing and tourism. The second capital of the Crover Reich, a Carolingian crown estate that existed until the French Revolution. And then I'm going back seeing Carolingian crown, which for me, because Carolina comes up all the time, I was going back to the Carolina and then the crown and then the E state. The Carolina is the state of the feminine that existed till the French Revolution. And that was all from en.m.wikipedia.org. So then I was obviously guided back to Carolina is the crown E state. North Carolina, NC, and South Carolina. N for me is code Jesus, S for me is code Sophia, and C is code Christ. So it literally reads for North Carolina and South Carolina, Jesus and Sophia Christ, like Mr. and Mrs. Christ. The indigo synchronicities of divine lovers, the Queen of Swords, military mirroring, or in other words, Austria and Germany, which are now coming up. And also the North Carolina and South Carolina are coming up as the twin states, right? North Carolina and South Carolina. The Jesus and the Sophia Christ, Mr. and Mrs. Christ. And that has to do with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus as well. The indigo synchronicities of divine lovers, the Queen of Swords, military mirroring, the wounds of Austria and Germany, of course, you know, with the Holocaust and all that. So then I was getting the cards that were coming up here were shaped like a fly or a fan, but more cards than usual. So it's like, you know how the, even like a, you know, the fancy cars with the doors that open up like wings. It was kind of like that, showing the wingspan opening up, the fly, and then also like the little ships from Star Wars as they come out, you know, where their wings close into their body. I was getting the escape pods, but the shape like the fly. So initially I was getting the opening of the wings. 4 by 4, there was 4 sections by 4 sections. 4 by 4 equals 16, which is the tower. So 2 emperors equals the tower, but exponentially. And then 4 plus 4 equals 8, which is the dance. The 8 plus 8 are the two, the masculine and feminine, the twins, balanced within their masculine and feminine, doing the dance. 8 plus 8 equals 16, again, the tower of coming together, because the tower is also the orgasm, or the hieros gamos. In God we trust. So I was getting to highlight parts of the word. So when I got opening of wings, I was being guided to underline the ing of opening and of wings, ing. And then when I wrote 4 down and 4 across of the cards, the way they were laid out, I was being guided to highlight a cross and the OWN of down. So I was literally getting the ing is the chakra system, and N is Jesus, G is God. So the chakra system connecting us to Jesus and God, right? That's the ing. And then the 4 down, or the D, own, the divine ownership, and then the 4 across, a cross, the cross to bear. I was getting, in God we trust, to own the cross. Own cross, twin towers, now take flight. So I was getting the imagery of the escape pods from like the starship from the Star Wars, you know, the little ships that go out and open their wings. 4 wings and 4 sections. So this obviously has to do with the masculine getting wings here and opening them to fly, spreading their wings to fly. In God we trust, own your cross, or own your crosses to bear. Twin towers now take flight, because you guys are the twin towers. You're both the epiphany makers, right? The escape pods, the 4 wings with the 4 sections. So then I was guided to, I didn't know what those little ships were called, so I went online to see what they might be called. And so there's lots of lists of different ships from the different science fiction movies and things like that. But space shuttle orbiters were coming up, and some of them that I just were notable to me were Explorer, which is from the film Gravity, Excalibur from Superman comics, Odyssey from Odyssey 5, Pleiades from a novel, the novel Earth, Churchill from Life Force, and then X71s, and 71 is that 3 of Pentacles, which is the Trinity. It's the co-creation card. Those were they were called Freedom and Independence from the 1998 Armageddon movie. Then the shuttles came up. A couple of them were Orion 3 that were notable for me, and Moonrakers from Moonrakers. SSTO-TAV-37B space shuttlecraft also came up from Avatar, which I haven't looked. You know, I will look into those letters and numbers, but I haven't done that yet because this was so much going on. But we have, you know, the 37s in there, which is the King of Cups, and the B, and the AV is like an AV fistula, the connection, a new connection that's made, toggling up to make a new connection. And the SST is the SS of the safety and security, the root issues, and then again the T of bringing the root and toggling up to the 0 of the human embodiment of source energy, Avatar. Some of the lunar ships that were coming up were the Ares from Space Odyssey, Eagle Transporter, that's probably the first one I saw. Eagle Transporter was from Space 1999. And then Friede, Friede, was a 1929 German film. It was called Frau im Mond, and it means woman in the moon. And so here, obviously, Germany and Austria are wounds that are coming up right now to clear. So the Mayflower 1 also comes up, which was from Airplane 2. And here's another airplane that's coming up. So you see how the common themes always get reconfirmed over and over again in the reads, because those are the energies that are coming up here. So 248 was the interplanetary, and there were lots of them there, but just notable to me was Scorpio E-X-1, right? Scorpio X1, and that's from It's About Time. And then the last one on the list was 0X. So 0 point, Supermarionation, all right? Supermarionation film, Thunderbirds are go. So it's saying the Thunderbirds, and thunder references for me Metatron, who governs the masculines. So the Thunderbirds are spreading their wings. They are a go. That was the last one on the list for 0 point, Supermarionation. And that's like super, ma, r, which is the root chakra, the ra, and then the ion of connection. And then ation is the starvation, right? That you starve if you don't open your mouth. You need the connection. So, getting back to the read here. Journey to another world. The Knight of Wands reversed, fell short in battle. The Queen of Cups holding on to the truth, or the Queen of Swords, war wounds. The Queen of Cups confronting the Divine Masculine, or not confronting, but comforting. The Queen of Cups comforting the Divine Masculine, putting it out there about incompletion and her other world, holding back passion and fighting, being moderate, grounded, stability or stable, and holding on to the harsh truth of the Queen of Swords in the military mirror. All right, so that has to do with our war wounds. 259 is the High Priestess, and the 59 is wars, the Five of Swords. So again, it was about the journey to another world. We're talking about all these ships and taking off to other dimensions, other worlds. And the Knight of Wands falling short in battle, right? The battleship of the masculine. The Queen of Cups holding on to her truth, or the Queen of Swords, her war wounds, which is her alter ego. The Queen of Cups is comforting the Divine Masculine, putting it out that she's putting it out there about her being incomplete and her other worlds. And then the Masculine holding back passion and fighting, being moderate, grounded, stable, holding on to the harsh truth of the Queen of Swords in the military mirror, the history of their war together. So turning the page, it's then 3 o'clock on the dot. So the Empress and Gaia, the mother energy, and 2 zeros, or a lot of source energy behind it. Mash units and the monster mash, surgical tools and tools of the trade, pins, needles, flames, cords and scissors, bells, fan of Excalibur, sleeping beauty and the need to wake up. Rehab, hospitalization, handcuffs, reflect arrest, prison, ownership, military, POW, or prisoner of war. And the Barbary Coast was coming up here. Barbie in the shopping cart, in Animal House, the drunk girl, can position her any which way you want, right? That's what you could do with your Barbie doll. The name Barbara, German, Austria, wicker chairs, the Uncola Nut, Live and Let Die, James Bond 007. Again, Bond relates to bondage, trap, unable to get out. Mary Jane's, seat belts, things that protect and restrict. What protects you from one thing prevents another. And there come trust issues and assuming the worst. The Fly, escape pods, wings that expand and retract. Refractory lens, proprietary blend, take out, put away. The lens functions to focus the light rays on the retina. So retina breaks down here as regarding the T, the lowercase I of the chakra system, and then NA, not applicable. The retina, not applicable to the chakra system. And then Shutter Island was coming up. And the fluttering butterfly system. Butterfly. But, ER, fly. Blast off. So going from the butt, or the root chakra, emergently up to fly. Blast off. The butterfly system to bring the chakra, to bring the kundalini from the root up to the crown. Or, in other words, the butterfly system, the butterfly system. And remember that Shutter Island is the island unto themselves. Fluttering butterfly system, or better fly system than that, the refractive lens exchange. So here the cross was coming up because the lowercase t came up from the, what was the word I was breaking down? Let's see here. Was it butterfly? Well, anyway, the T of the is like the cross, right? T-I-N-A. So this, again, we're going back to the retina. So retina is R-E, so regarding. Then the T, which is the cross to bear, and you note the center of the T, where they cross, of the chakra system, the lowercase I with the third I, is not applicable. The lowercase I, the third eye, and the cross centers at the heart. It's bringing up the information around the third eye being the bullseye, not the cross to bear. You notice that? The bullseye, not the cross to bear. The middle is the third eye in the heart chakra, home base blast off to outer space. The root to crown, Gaia to the central sun, all perspective, one for all and all for one. The love partnership comes up here as number 26, the Page of Wands, who's inspired. And the surrender beneath that, which is 91. The need, and you notice 91 is a reflection of 19, which is the sun, the central sun. The seed or growing, the seed growing of life, or the stick in the mud, which is death. It's all part of the same, life and death, rebirth, all one, all ways, all stars, all gay, right? Happy. All gray between black and white, until there was light and color spectrum. All ways perspective. Ways breaks down to two U's in human embodiment connected to the Y, which is the masculine chromosome, and then the S of the Sophia, the divine the divine feminine. The P of the masculine with housing, emergently needing to get to the Sophia, the feminine, then takes it down a notch to lower the P to the ground, to move or travel to their house. Instead of a life or death, code red, now the status lowers to the emergent call of yellow instead of rushing in physically at the crossroads of the chakra system. The heart with green light, opening the mouth to code blue, which activates the vaginal energy system. The indigo and violet transmutation, which I brought up in my title the other day, of opening the portal of the masculine to prevent starvation and create life, all through perspective. Starve or flourish, sink or swim. It's all up to you to lose, win, or err to the middle or 0 point blast off. And that was at 338, which is actually a special number of mine, but 3 is the Empress, Gaia, the mother, and then 38 is the Queen of Cups. The mother and the Queen of Cups, the divine feminine. Okay, so again, it's always about perspective. You can see the negative perspective or you can see the positive perspective. You can see the opposites or you can see the middle. You can starve or flourish, sink or swim. It's all up to you to lose or win, or just err to the middle at 0 point or blast off. At 339, which is the Empress and the Knight of Cups. So we go from the Queen of Cups to the Knight of Cups with the mother. And don't forget to drink. Working to align with what you want. And then I was getting, baby, I got it. What you need, do you know I got it? So all I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home. RESPECT, find out what it means to me at 344, which is the Empress and the Four of Cups, mastering, grounding, and integrating that offer of love, respect. Gratitude for what you have in the now moment will bring you the Holy Grail. That's elusive, defenseless to the energies and attacks, and sneaking out at night when no one's looking to find peace of mind, counting sheep and DNA strands, climbing to the etheric realms with an empty basket of wounded soldiers gone by. The gooks, geeks, gays, sticks and stones, and piles of bones ain't nothing. All Greek to me. It's the words, the disrespect of humanity, the treatment while you're still alive, the teachings of worthlessness, that you have no options, the inability to stand up for oneself. Healing, and I'm getting big connect too, healing, forgiving, not allowing another to damage your heart. Each hole meant to be filled with light, with love. The energy we share is all the same. Implementing a plan to backtrack and dump it all out. Retrace your steps. How did you get there in the first place? Go a different route next time. Healing indigo, the third eye, to better see your visions and synchronicities of divine lovers and refractory lens, the shadow work. Working on the railroad or real road, the REIL, all the livelong day, just to pass the time away. So the real road as opposed to the railroad. The real or runway end identification lights, or in other words, where the road ends. All roads traveled, the buck stops here. At the crossing, heart, third eye, green pastures to blue rivers and oceans of emotion, indigo expanders, crown and diamond crystal stabilizers, and rainbow neutralizers are children. And no contracts. So, all right, so did you get that? At the crossing, which is the cross to bear, that T, which is the ing of the chakra system, connecting to the Christ energy, the God energy, going from the heart to the third eye, to the green pastures, to the blue rivers and oceans that you want to live around, to the indigo expanders, right? The indigo rebels, the energy of the new children who are expanders and not contractors, no contracts here, but the expanders, the crown and diamond crystal stabilizers, the crystal children, and the rainbow children who are neutralizers. No contracts. So you don't need to expand and contract anymore. You only need to neutralize the situation, like the horse and trainer. You keep being loving until the horse comes to you. The love partnership. And that's what this is all about, coming into the love partnership. The 26th, the Page of Wands. Those who are inspired and excited to go on a date. In the recent past is the Four of Wands, upright. Starting over at home to heal and forgive, the twins' inner children together on the journey to the King of Pentacles in joy with the Queen of Pentacles together. Not blowing her horn, no need to announce the inner war of coming together in bliss. Deliberations of war of the Empress reversed, or in other words, lack of looking, going back, or living in the past, always needing to come clean. In union, there's no more guilt or shame, or any need to be sneaky. The foundation is the Page of Pentacles reversed, the indigo in need of help, money, or an opportunity, or the student who never learns, or literally can be an opportunist as well, and that's 413. But the only difference is one is an opportunist because they're the shadow side of themselves. The light side of themselves would just be, right, a student or a child in need of help in learning. So 413 is the Emperor and the Death, transition or transformation card, the Dark Knight. The Emperor going through the portal, the transition, the complete transformation to the 414, which is the Emperor and the Angel, the patience, the balance, the taking the one step at a time. Or this Page of Pentacles reverse can also be that child who needs help with their homework after the battle or fight or competition, right? After that struggle between parent and child, or a game that they just had, like doing too much. And then they trip up, they drop the ball, they drop the facade. It's too much for them. Breaking patterns, the King of Swords reversed of their father, offering new life, money to help rise above or come out of 5D and connect in real life. Not just ending the fights, breaking patterns and allowing the fall into negative self-talk and lies, but offering that big gold coin of yours, your unity consciousness, to rise and be love, a higher love. Centrally is the energy of the lovers, standing up for themselves, to be happy with yourself, to just be and be happy, satisfied with time alone. The Queen of Wands reversed then walks away and within. If you don't react, it neutralizes the situation, seeking clarity within and ability to manifest using DNA strand, and the challenge being the Queen of Pentacles, Hermit, with the light, giving a hand to the King of Cups reversed, ending family or emotional cycle, and grieving loss, regret, or feeling sorry for themselves, overindulging in feelings, looking back to transmute and choose a new path, and boldly go where no man or woman has gone before. The Emperor and the Empress reversed, learning to manifest opposing or differing views, alchemizing a negative into a positive, or nickel to gold, manifesting a big change. The Emperor to the Magician, or the Dark Knight, the Empress reversed with a sex change, the Magician caught with their pants down, or magically causes a man's pants to fall down. The clarity of the Ten of Pentacles family or large institution, the fantasy, freedom to fall and feel sad if you want to carry the weight of deception and be watched by the King of Wands, the man of passion, and then behind him, no love lost between the Viking princess and the Queen of Cups, or that he's secretly psychic and purging the Queen of Cups, and or rejected her love. Now crowning is the Eight of Cups upright, walking away, offering the truth to the King of Wands, or handing him the win, no longer caring about it. Not telling true feelings to the Queen of Swords who's holding on, and talking about saving, grounding, and being moderate without stretching self too thin. He's coming up as wanting her truth, the truth. She wants to know he's stable and willing to hold her. Hanging out for new perspectives together out in the cold, healing and forgiving each other, and the justice reversed or the injustice of being dumped, pushed to the emotional limits, and falling into loyal, humble servants who express feelings of energetic imprisonment and rejection, vulnerable, crying, shy, divorced, and spiritual outside-the-box thinkers, drained of life force by the devil or Capricorn energy, controlling 3D love, ball and chain, and deliberating loss of love, purging and burdened, overwhelmed, no longer staying quiet or controlled by codependency. And the deliberations here were Taurus, Leo, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. And right here when I wrote overwhelmed was at 444, which is very much of the angelic realms, no longer staying quiet or controlled by codependencies. Now coming out about deception at that 444. No surprise, the King of Wands is handing off the baton behind her back, healing and forgiving the High Priestess or secrets or psychic abilities, or Viking princess overwhelming the Queen of Cups, focusing intentions now, the Queen of Cups, on love. Soon for the masculine is the Ace of Wands upright, with new passion and flame ignited. By the way, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, which were the two aces in the main read, were both upright here. Soon the Ace of Wands upright, the new passion and flame ignited. The Page of Wands inspired to reach for their dreams and shine their light, to heal and be the star. One look back and then choosing a new course, then off to the races we go. The King of Wands ignited after suffering in silence, scammed or in debt, or settling out and seeing synchronicities everywhere, that dreams are real. Taking the show on the road without conflict, aggression, or competing or games, just purging it out. He sees himself as the Tower of Love at full power, and the Knight of Cups ready to offer love to the enemy at their house on their turf, giving them the home game advantage, surrendering to move to peace and away from opportunist, but still could use a little help or assistance. Free yourself came up for the masculine, passion, express your love, calling in your soulmate, and engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Around the masculine, or how he is seen, is the Ace of Crystals, the new life of contentment. The worst is over, only bliss. Coming out of isolation, not working anymore, time for a new life. The masculine is to clear blocks of reason or the Emperor, the need to control and use their logic, deception and new moon and pre-dawn hours of pooling energy, hanging out, being in limbo, as opposed to being in limbo is just time to ground and integrate new perspectives and enjoy your synchronicities, the things you love. New beginnings come up, but even more so for the masculine today is self-love. The wounded warrior reversed, surrenders at night. Uninterested in parties, he's only interested in the pearl inside the clam or oyster shell, the beauty in the growth, and the bewitching hours of 3 to 4 a.m., which is the Empress and the Emperor, and also 3 to 4 is 3.5, which is half of 7, airing to the light side of 6, the lovers, the light side of the moon. Then 6 of Cups come up here at the end, the little lovers healing in each other's arms. No surprise, the King of Wands secretly psychic and purging with the Queen of Cups. facing opposite directions, going the other way around. Twins offering new passion, third energy, growth to the hermit from an impatient place, no patience, or from fallen angel Greil. Gabriel fell down to earth to bring divine communication. It's time to plant your wand, twins, in order to hibernate and stay warm. The dark night is trying to surprise, but knowing it probably won't work. Headed towards the Ten of Pentacles, High Priestess, Destiny, the Six of Cups, Dream Family, with Sovereign, Wise Bird, Peace, and the Page of Cups reversed, vulnerable to intimacy. And that was at 510, the Hierophant, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is commitment to destiny, to your fate. Recovery and catching up to the divine feminine sovereignty. Prisoner of love, the King of Cups reversed with issues still at work. Injustice of now having clarity, all the information in, and information reaching far and wide, spreading the word through epiphanies, and blowing everything out of the water. Boom! The pen is mightier than the sword. The walls of Jericho come tumbling down. With one simple truth, out of the mouths of babes, a message or news comes in suddenly, as I'm getting connection. The indigo, Page of Pentacles reversed, explodes, erupts, has sudden epiphany about new life, union, lovers, and the challenged being the Queen of Pentacles, the third energy, and new passion. The Emperor walking away to be with twin, dream family, with sovereign and peace and vulnerability. The indigo, home healing, the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of a little help, with lovers and walking away, and challenged by the Queen of Pentacles, worried that there may be sudden arousal and wanting a new life, or offering a payoff to the Emperor so that they can now be with their twin, and or be able to walk away when necessary to have that strength to do that. And that's at 5:30, which is, again, the Hierophant, or Taurus energy, and the 30 of the Four of Wands. The Hierophant and the Four of Wands is literally the divine marriage and union. And 53 is the Knight of Swords, which is the messenger of truth, the knight in shining armor. And that's exactly where we end the read. So I hope you like that. It was just 42, it was 5242 just now, which is the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups. And the 42, again, was my dad's soul number. It was just 5252 that I woke up this morning with. 42, my dad's soul number, which is that Two of Cups. And my dad's soul number, the 42, was me. Me and my sister, our outer personality numbers are both 42. So that was very significant, reflecting each other. So I have to pull you a summary card or two. So I'm going to go with the Good Tarot. Okay. Oh, boy. A lot of information. I love this read. All right, so what is it that that we are supposed to get overall from this read? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And before I pull from that deck, I'm going to give you one from the Kipper deck. I've been doing, because the Kipper's more like a practical energy, whereas the other one's more ethereal. So I'll give you one from each. So from the Kipper deck, today is December 14, 2019. December 14, 2019. So from the Kipper deck, and then we'll do the Good Tarot. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is the point of this reading? Occupation of great fortune. Beautiful. And mature woman is the next card as well. And the bottom of the deck is the pathway, the journey. Let's see what's underneath it. And some kind of adjudication. So whatever it's getting apart, coming apart, or coming back together, it's all good. official person, adjudication, so bringing you guys together or relationships coming apart in order to get on path with all the butterflies there. And the butterflies came up in the read today. And then from the Good Tarot, for everyone watching, whoa, that just came flying out. The Five of Water, that's the Five of Cups. That has to do with the dropping, and it just came out really fast, you know, not having let go of the third baton. That was just confirmation that it's been dropped. So that's good to know. Then we have the Four of Air. So the third baton of the race needs to be dropped to either complete the race or go back and start something new, right? If you hold on to the third baton, both runners go down. It doesn't accomplish anything for anyone. But if you let go, it's about the why in the road. You just need to choose that path and no longer feel sorry for yourself. As soon as you choose and go, you go with the flow, you feel better. So the Four of Air is also here, reversed, and that has to do with the Four of Swords. But it's about, in the read as well, it's reversed. So it's about no longer resting or unable to sleep, but coming out to rise above and come out of 5D into bridging the 5D into the 3D world. And you see that the colors are very much the same in here with very aqua colors here. So very much that feminine aqua-y energy. And then two more cards come up together. So let's see, I have 2 and 2. And that one flew out, right? Yeah. All right, and then the last cards. And then the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Air. So the Queen of Swords. And she was coming up as the reflection in the Tarot of Sexual Magic. She's that reflection of the war wounds, right? So it's very military energy in there. So she's coming up as the underlying energy, right? The last of those wounds from the war wounds between the two of you, your twin and you, and all the lives that you may have spent together or not spent together, and the wounds created by all of that. Okay, the Eight of Fire here, reversed. Okay, that's having to do with holding your feelings back. All those times before when you didn't express your feelings to each other. And the wounds that created the Queen of Air. She's about the grieving woman, right? But she's also got the owl in that, so she is very wise. And it's time for her to come into her full loving self. So the next two cards that came out for you guys after those two aqua cards are the brown, which is the grounding of the masculine, the Two of Earth, which is the Two of Pentacles, right? Juggling the pentacles, staying balanced. And then the Two of Fire, which is choosing that new path, which is what we just said. The baton was dropped. Okay, and the masculine looking at the two coins and choosing the new path. And very grounded path, because there's a lot of browns here. But you notice the person on this new path looks on this very tall giraffe, very tired, very exhausted up there. She kind of looks disheveled. It's like the masculine saying this is the masculine and their feminine. They're very wounded and disheveled and weak, holding on to the giraffe. You know, it's kind of scary up there, right? It's a far way to fall down off that giraffe if you're weak. And that's so weird. It's like referencing my daughter passing out last night, and she passed out twice. And here we have 2 and 2. All right? And my daughter has a lot of masculine energy in her. So about to pass out. So make sure you're not wearing tight clothes that are too tight. Then we have these two cards came up. The Page of Fire reversed, and I love the colors there, and then the Moon reversed. The Page of Fire reversed has to do with sexual frustration, right? Like a teenager doesn't know how to control their third energy. And then the Moon reversed has to do with deception, but also the mask that we wear, right? So the Page of Wands is young. They always wear a mask, especially if he's reversed. He's sexually frustrated and doesn't want the feminine to know, so he tries to deceive her by covering it up by doing something else. So here are the cards upright, but it also has to do with the new moon and also the early morning hours before the sun comes up, that pooling time of the Delta Dawn. All right, so these are the cards. Yeah. And she's got an oriental face, the Page of Fire. So there could be stuff coming up about the Orient and that sexual frustration and how it's dealt with. It's very colorful, but you see here, this is those oriental colors and of all of the lanterns and the, what am I thinking of? The Indian movies too. So India, Asia, all that area with the very, look how colorful it is as compared to all the other colors I was just showing you. The vision has expanded to so much more light. But this is all reversed because of deception. Deception of denying your own third energy, right? Your sexual frustration, which is your quanta, your that energy is, you know, the spice of life, the gold, the colors. Don't deny yourself that. Don't deceive yourself. Don't feel guilted and shamed about anything. The last 4 cards are here. The 9 of water. And we're just at, it was just 10044. The Magician, a lot of source energy behind it. And then the 44 of mastering, grounding, and integrating that third energy. The 9 of water has to do with happiness with yourself. And there's that diamond light energy, diamond crystalline energy in the crystalline body, the avatar. The happiness within self. And here we have the mermaid, you know, half fish, half human, half Jesus, half human, right? The Christ consciousness, half angelic. And then we have the hangman reversed. So he's awake. And look, his wings are spread. He's got his wings. He's flying. Look, he's checking them out, his wings. Look, I got new wings. That is so cute. That's also the number 12, though. Like, it's the hangman awake. Really excited. That's so cute. And then we have justice reversed, the injustice of the 8 of earth, which has to do having to work, right? Having to align with your desires, having to save, having to, you know, toil away. This 8 of earth is all about the work. But there's music. I got the music in me. We got the cello. We got the S curve here. The bell curve. So that's coming up for some reason. But the cello. Oh, because music came up with the Gabriel, the Greil, the author. So, yeah, bringing music more into the mainstream, more into the work, using classical with the strings, okay, because it's very high vibrational, to heal injustice. I love this, getting his wings. Look, this is like the feminine, right, in her angelic hybridness. And here's the masculine getting his wings, and look at her admiring him. They're both admiring his new wings. That's so cute. And then the injustice of him still having to work, but bringing music into it, bringing that high vibrational energy, transforming the workplace here. So really cool messages. I have to show you the cards. Make sure you drink your water and get your rest and all that kind of stuff. Get your joy in your nature. We have the indigo in the underlying energy there. The 4 of flames is the recent past. The foundation here, the Seeker of Crystals, and the other clarifying cards. The Lovers right in the middle, the rainbow there. The challenge, that Sage of Crystals or Queen of Pentacles. The other underlying energies up here. The walking away in the crown. Scrolling across the 4D bridge to what's coming, which is that flame ignited, the Ace of Wands. You see yourself, masculine, as the Tower, upright, full power. And then around you is the Ace of Crystals, also upright and full power, that new life. The diamond in the rough about to explode from the ground. And then we have the block that you need to clear has to do with reason, logic, the Emperor being in control. He's also upright here. And then ending up with the 6 of Cups upright, the 10 of Pentacles upright, the 9 of Pentacles upright, the 6 of Swords upright, and the Page of Cups reversed has to do with vulnerability and intimacy. And then we land on the Page of Swords and the Tower energy. And there's your love partnership, and you see the orange and blue, sacral and mouth, which is the 2 portals, right? The mouth portal of the masculine, the vaginal portal of the feminine. And that's how it goes. Rise and be love, you guys. This is such an amazing read. I hope you understand how amazing this is. All right, lovers in the middle of the read, and everything really positive.